Okay, we'll take a look now at a bit of landscaping. And the purpose of this little exercise is to have a look at how we can create sections through these and also look at a little bit of real-time rendering with LumenRT. And in addition to that, we'll look at how to deal with PBR, physically based rendering materials. So what we have is a mesh that we created from a terrain, and we've got a bit of a pond in the middle and some low walls with the walkway and a bit of a railing. So it's still looking a little bit bland at the moment. That's okay, let's sharpen this up a little bit. So if I go up to the top here, I can look at Material Editor. Now the Material Editor, one of the key new changes in the Material Editor is the physically based rendering materials. We have what you see here is a sphere icon. And to enable physically based rendering materials, we click on this button right here. And the physically based rendering materials give us more depth in the material, more reflection, and just more highlights overall. And we can witness these in our live modeling view. Let's say we're going to give the glass here the material, a clear glass, no reflect. We can use the assign option here, and we can come down here and click on the glass. Now, you can see that it's still pretty flat, this glass. There's a key toggle switch that needs to be enabled in order to see the physically based rendering materials in action. So if we go over to our view attributes, our display style selected is illustration with shadows. If we enable this, you'll see here reflection. Now, watch the glass carefully. If I enable the reflection and make sure I've got a sky cylinder or a sky sphere attached, you can see the reflection ends up in the glass, giving it that lift. So off, it looks a little flat. On, it gives it that little lift there. So we can keep assigning materials here. We can look at, say, giving the metalwork some chrome, and we can click on that, and it should make all metalwork give us a chrome. Again, it's got a little bit of reflection in there as well. And once we've applied those materials, you can see that we're in a much nicer shape to have a look around our model and see some nice texture and material in there, like so. Okay, one thing we could do as well, there's a nifty little tool for adding animations and trees and things on terrain. So what we might do is just minimize this view a little and work in our top view over here. The tool is over on the visualization tab, and it's under home, and it's called the Populate tool. And what we can do with the Populate tool is set it up so we've got a tree or a bunch of trees from a cell library, and all we're doing here is clicking on the screen and painting trees on our surface. So this will populate itself directly onto the surface, so there's no need to move around. There's a bit of random rotation going on there. It gives our design a little bit more life than what we typically would. And when you're cutting a section through this, it really helps to give it a bit of a lift. Okay, so that tree itself as well is actually a compound cell. It's made up of two parts, a 3D and a 2D. So when we cut a plan through this, we can see an actual 2D component plus also the 3D. It's also got some transparent properties as well, so we can see through the trees and give it that sort of conceptual look and feel. So if we have a look at our save views, let's open these up quickly, and we'll just extend that out a little as a plan here. And we'll just make the overall display style have a white background, and you can see the way those trees have that 2D symbology with the transparent look and feel. I know the mesh underneath is a little bit irritating, but we're going to deal with that. Okay. Over this side, let's just bring this in. Now let's have a look at the section through this overall model. Okay, so we've got the section through the model. You can see we have a bit of a concrete hatch on there as well, and we're still seeing that forward illustrative view in the front view. But the mesh is really causing us some grief. So this is where we may look at dealing with display rules to give that ground plane a little bit more cleaner look and feel. If we go into our view attributes, you can see we have the forward drawing display style. If we open up the display style dialog box, we have a section here called display rules. Now, so in display rules, let's have a look at creating a new display rule. And we have a dialog box here that looks like so. And we're going to call this one mesh. And in here, we're going to look for the level, or give it a condition of the level of the terrain. In this case, it's L plant-lawn. So we can say new rule. We can click on the condition. We can pick a property. And you can pick any property on the object or even through the model and the file itself. So let's have a look at some of the standard properties. You can use the search field as well. In here, I might just type in level and we'll go and look for the level. And if that equals L plant lawn, we want it to do something. So what we can get it to do is a new action. And in that new action, we can give it another display style override. And I know if I choose the display style smooth, we can get that line work to disappear because the display style smooth does not show the edges, and therefore giving it a much cleaner look and feel. And shut that box, we can see the display rule is now set to mesh, and it's both affected the section and the plane there, giving us a nice clean, removing that line work on the mesh.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.